Our angel friend had continued walking aimlessly again. Who knows why he continued, where he thought he was going? Maybe he thought he saw something. Or maybe he just had restless legs. 1 in 10 Americans supposedly has restless leg syndrome, according to the Restless Leg Syndrome Foundation. I'm serious. I know this because sometimes my legs sometimes start running without provocation. For a long time, I just let them do their thing. But I went to my doctor and I said, I can get them to do it right now, but sometimes when I'm at home, I can get my legs to stop running around. He said, maybe you have restless leg syndrome. So I checked the website, and it says RLS is defined by a compelling urge to move the legs, and also that 1 in 10 of you could relate to an angel with restless legs. Our friend heard some screaming of some kind, and it happened that he was standing directly above a shipwreck. The ship carrying the Northeastern Pennsylvania Philharmonic on their return trip from Nova Scotia suffered a breach in its underbelly when it happened to crash into a number of other shipwrecks, which had been piling up on the southern coast. The orchestral group clung tightly to their instruments as the ship went down.
This was cold water, and many froze to death. Most of the saxophonists let themselves drown once they discovered that a hand had gone useless, and so it was that their number came to be only a bare handful. 3 players, the fellow on the sousaphone, whose sleeve was caught on flotsam, the clarinetist, who was simply a glorious swimmer and whose clarinet bobbed gently at her side, and the director of finance, who had just wanted to come along and monitor things, as she was suspicious of the group's spending habits. The sousaphone player was most vocal, yelling, "Help! Help! Help!" at lights which passed in the night. The waves pushed this group nearer each other, and as the water stilled, they had a messy little conversation which only the angel overheard. "It's sad, very sad," yelled the sousaphone player, "that we lack the means to save ourselves. We are helpless. There's nothing we can do. I'm struggling to even grip, to even keep my finger closed on this tuba." "Don't let go of that sousaphone," said the director of finance. "It's worth $5,000. Isn't that right, Mrs. Clarinetist?" "I'm sorry," said the clarinetist. "I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about Ruby's complex class and object relationship. While I've been treading water, I've been puzzled by something. Everything is an object in Ruby. Even classes are objects. But objects are also products of classes. So there's this weird maze back and forth between classes and objects." The fellow with the sousaphone thought about this and said, "My finger is slipping. I'm about to let go of my sousaphone." "Don't," said the director of finance. To which the clarinetist replied, "Well, let's think about this. Maybe it's simpler than I think, because classes and objects are 2 entirely different things. A class holds code. It holds methods, while an object holds information in the form of instance variables." They sat in silence for some time before the sousaphone player yelled, "My sousaphone!" The clarinetist yelped, "That's it! The demise of your sousaphone has proved to be the one essential missing ingredient in my logic. Why didn't I reason this earlier? Classes contain methods which sink. Methods sink." The director of finance yelled, "That was a $5,000 teaching moment." "Yes," said the clarinetist, "methods sink. Methods contained in the class called object sink down through every object. Every object can use them, so it's not a maze. Everything is an object, and classes are just a way of slipping methods into objects." The sousaphonist yelled, "I think I see the merchant marine! We're saved!" The director of finance and the clarinetist cheered, "Hurrah! Let's get out of here!" But the sousaphone player was wrong. It was not the merchant marine at all. It was just another shipwreck that was pointing out of the water. At this point, most people would start to really hate sousaphone players and to think terrible things about them, and that's exactly what the clarinetist and the director of finance did. They both strongly felt the sousaphone players were worthless and that the sousaphone was fundamentally a flawed instrument. The sousaphone player just said, "Quit looking at me like that."